Joel Embiid, James Harden, welcome back and welcome to your first full season together. James, what does the future hold for you and Joel?
The future is unlimited for us. Just being here for last season for a few months, and then having a full off season. Just getting to know Joel a little bit more. He's definitely a competitor in everything, not just basketball. He's a little bit more funnier than I thought he was, but overall he's just a great guy. I think he gets life itself. He's definitely far from selfish, and he's one of those guys I feel like you need to get to know, you need to love. But and then this even makes it better being on the same court as him.
Joel is funnier than you thought. James, how has he met or exceeded expectations for you?
Like you said, from the beginning, I know you said that was the first full year, but I felt like since we started playing together that we have been playing for, such a long time. Our connection, pick and roll or anything on the basketball floor. I think when you put, a great mind like him, that's really smart. When it comes to everything in life, and especially basketball, it's just easy to adapt. And then someone like that also fits, what you need and what it needs to. I think he goes a long way. But and he was only 20 games or 20 to 30 games together. So I think we got the whole year now to just kind of go through everything and see everything, because obviously going in the season you play a bunch of different teams with different schemes, and having that experience of playing against teams that don't switch, teams that switch, and knowing what we're doing. Because at times last year you could tell, like in the playoffs, you'll be like, okay, like we haven't had that experience. So like I feel like we've already had it, and we're gonna have even more of it, and it's gonna get us to where we need to be. But as a team, what we know our goals. We don't need to repeat it, but we just gotta go out there and do it.
Between the two of you, more than a few MVP caliber seasons. Joel, 2 in a row. You always say your life is like a movie. What part of the movie are we in?
I'm not sure. Only time will tell. Now I want to win one so bad for this city, and then obviously worry about the rest later. But that would be extremely nice. And as a team, we just got to go out there and do it.
James, I know you spent time with Tyrese this summer working out together. What makes him special?
His work ethic. I think as a young guy, especially in this league, if you don't have the work ethic to be able to not even sustain it, but to continue to grow and learn and listen, then you won't make it very, very far or very long in this league. And I think Tyrese has that. He puts the work in, he listens, he learns, and he goes out there and just continue to want to be better. So this summer was very good. It was impactful for me, just getting to know Joel a little bit more, and Tyrese and Tobias and our entire team. And then you add our pieces that we added this summer, for me, I'm pretty familiar with all of them, but I'm very, very excited about what we have in this locker room.
Joel, you talked about your rising respect for Tobias Harris a year ago when you sat in this chair. And when James joined the team, he had to make a lot of changes to his game and make some sacrifices to make the team better. What do you think about what he's been able to do, and how does his ability to adapt in that way set him apart?
He's been great. Even from the time, when you add someone like James, you gotta have self-awareness and know that that's a guy. He's won scoring titles, MVPs, and what he's been able to do. So, and I think Tobias, he knows himself, and and he knew what we needed from him, and he knows what we need from him going forward, and he just adapted, and he didn't make no issue about it. We all just move on, and that's what you need. To be able to win, you need to have this type of personalities on the team. Same way can be said about Tyrese or me. Like when you ask someone like that, you got to sacrifice, because if you don't sacrifice, you won't win. that means your goal is not about winning. It's all about yourself. So I think he's been great. Amazing human being. To start with. For me, that's what I care about the most. So he's been amazing.
James, what's the most impressive thing in Joel Embiid's game?
His versatility. It's rare. I don't think we've seen a big who's able to handle the basketball, shoot off the dribble from anywhere on the floor, and just dominates the game on both ends of the ball in a very, very long time. So he's second to none. He's one of one, and he continues to get better. Like we're finally witnessing Joel Embiid, who I think everybody thought he could potentially be some years ago. These last few years, he's been reaching that, and he continues to get better in every aspect of the game of basketball.
Joel, what's the most impressive part of James's game?
We know what he's been able to do. And I'm not saying that because he's here, and I've said it before. He got here. You don't go and average 37 a game just, out of nowhere. For myself, I averaged 30 last year, and I thought that was like crazy, and he did way more than that. So for me, I've always considered him like, it's hard to do. To be able to score in the league is not easy to do, and to be able to do what he's done his whole career and is amazing. And that's why I've always said, I don't think there's more than three best scorers than him. Obviously, Kobe has done it, and you start talking about Wilt, and him averaging 50 points and all that. That's another story. But what he's been able to do, I don't think anybody else has really done it, and it's hard to do. That's what makes him respected even more.
You guys are going to both go down as two of the greats in this game, but you've also both talked about a championship as the thing that's eluded you in your careers thus far. What about this team and this season could make it the year that you get to that mountaintop?
I think we had a sit back or a sit down and talked about the things that we were missing, the things that we needed to be able to give ourselves a legitimate chance of competing for a title. And everything happened so fast last year, but this summer was an opportunity for us to fill every missing piece that we felt like we were missing, and I think this summer we did that. And then with the growth of myself and Joel and Tyrese and Tobias and everybody else that was on the roster got better this summer. So I think it's for us. It's just using the regular season to figure ourselves, find ourselves as a collective unit. And mentally and physically preparing ourselves to take on the challenge to go through a playoff season to where there's going to be some ups and some downs. And I think we use a regular season for that to show our character.
Anything to add?
No, for me, it's all about, staying healthy. Everybody being on the same page, and I think everybody has the same mindset and mentality. Everybody knows what we're trying to accomplish, what it takes to win. Although we've never won one, PJ has done it, but when you get so close, like and then you watch it all back, you understand that, if I would have done this, you know what it takes to win, and obviously you also got to be lucky. You got to do the right things, when it comes to yourself and healthy and, staying healthy. But, to be winning a championship, a lot of luck goes into it too. And, you look at last year, the way everything happened, just unlucky to be in this position that I was in right before I would have come out against Toronto. And like I said, it's all about, for me, I never really focus on, if I play this way, that way. I just want to go out there and play as hard as possible, and whatever happens, happens. But I'm excited. Then this year, with the guys that, like you said, with the guys that we added, I think it brings us to a different level. But that doesn't mean anything unless everybody buys in.
It's an honor to have you both here. It's a privilege to see you both healthy. The city's behind you. Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.